Start in a minute. All right, guys. Want to jump in and start right now at the 3 minute mark a little bit. I know we got two people in the building. That's cool for me. I didn't bring out didn't get a preview of this video. Didn't do the I didn't do the little 1 minute announcement for you guys to know this week, but it's all good. You know, I got busy this week, long week. But next week I'll do that during the week so you guys won't forget. But everybody can get the playback. And then this week we're gonna talk about pretty much the steps of overcoming life-changing situations. You know, for me, I had multiple life-changing situations in my life. In my 39 years on this earth, I had multiple things happen to me, from losing a parent, from going through divorces, one divorce, from going to college and leaving college and losing jobs, changing careers. I mean, you name it. I mean, my brother then got sick before. I mean, friends I know passed away. But we basically want to talk about the steps of, of being appreciative of where you at when you go through some things like this. You know, a lot of times God won't put you through something that you can't handle. You know, what don't kill you make you stronger. A lot of people, they point the finger of what's going on in their life instead of digging in deep and realizing what they can change. And you only control what you can control, but things around you will happen. And you have to be mentally and spiritually stable to handle the situations in life, period. And a lot of people in this day and age, like last week, it was mental lives matter. And this week we're gonna talk about the steps of how to go through a life-changing situation and turn it all around for yourself, and doing the best thing for yourself. That's why I always tell you is you versus you, plan, purpose, program. And the thing about your plan is your plan could be knocked off, detoured, and you just got to find a way to get where you need to go in life, period. A lot of times we plan something and it don't go out the way we expect it to go, and we run away from our plan. And we should never run away from our plan. We should always stay on track of what the main goal is. It might be a couple of detours. It might not be the straight path that you want, but you have to, bear down and get where you want to go to be who you want to be. So, the very first loss I had that pretty much changed my life, rocked my life, is my father passed away in 2003. So, I was about 21 years old when that happened, but it was just going through a phase of life at that time for me. Was, if I look back on it, my dad got sick when I was 14 with stage 2 colon cancer, and he prayed. His prayer to God was pretty much to say, I want to live till my kids get out of high school and see my first sets of grandchildren from all my kids, which he had 3 boys. And he, unfortunately, he did see that. I graduated high school, had my son probably like a year, that fall, and my brother had a child in February, and then he had another child. My brother had another child. But long story short, God gave my father what he wanted. And knowing that helped me, cope with the loss of my father, because I was a man. I couldn't imagine losing him at 14. So sometimes you have to be grateful of the years you have with your parents or whoever around you. I remember watching the last dance, and Michael Jordan, my mother was telling him, no matter, your father may have lost his life and got killed, but you got to be grateful for the years you have, because at the end of the day, basically what I got out of what she was saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that a lot of people don't even have a father. A lot of people lose their father or their mother before they even turn a certain age, or before they even start walking sometimes. And sometimes you have to look at other people's lives and realize that, what, I can't be selfish about this situation. God put me in this position to be stronger. And sometimes people lose their parents before they even get to know them. So just dig in deep in who you are. And that's always getting your spiritual right with the Lord Jesus Christ. And a lot of people, don't want to do that. They want to point the finger, like, if everything ain't going to be perfect. The world's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at our lives and realize our losses are our testimonies and our drive to make us better. And, just can't give up, because if you still got air to breathe, you can't give up in life, period. So I wrote down a couple of steps to start off with to, get you through that or something. When you go through something, you gotta recollect who you are and love yourself. That's number one. A lot of times that's always starts with that, because it's nothing can happen without you believing in yourself and believing what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And if you don't believe in yourself or believe in what you have inside, the God that, the spirit inside of you, if you don't believe in yourself, then at the end of the day, you're going to turn to drugs, alcohol, all kind of parasites to try to make you heal the pain besides doing the work. So you have to look at yourself and say, you know what? You can strip me from everything, but I will build myself back up. So it's always, like I said, you versus you. Number two, you have to basically understand that everything in this world is not for you. Every time you see somebody else's blessing, don't mean it should be your blessing. A lot of times we go through losses or we go through something and we like, why I couldn't be like that other person? Why can't I be, going through something? Why life got to be hard for me? It's a story behind every face. We can't just sit there and realize that my life could be like that person life I see over here and over there. You have to realize your life is made up for you. It's made up for your slash between your birthday and your death date is what you gonna do on this earth. What's up, my boy Brown Hornet? How you doing, bro? Salute to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Thanks for that. I thanks for that likes. Get the likes up, guys. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we have to understand everything ain't for us. So when we go through something, your path is different than the next person's path. You can't compare your life and your journey or your legacy to no other man or woman. You have to go through things in life and just basically do the things you have to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, get those likes up. I appreciate that, man. Secret watchers, I see that. So, and another thing, when we go through losses and things, and if it's like a relationship, you know, a family member different. A relationship, we go through a relationship loss. All you can do is your part and do your part as the best ability. You don't be the person that make the relationship end. You let that other person be that problem. And one thing about relationships and losing in a relationship, we forget to, you know, tell people how to teach us or teach people how to treat us. You know, we could create our own monster by not opening our mouths and telling people, you know, how we feel. We just go along assuming that things are going to be one way and things change over year and over time. So when you in a relationship, you gotta communicate with your partner and tell them what's going on, because at the end of the day, you create your own monster, and that's why you got to set up boundaries for yourself. You know, that's why it's so important to love yourself and be in tune with yourself, because when you're in tune with your own energy, your energy bounces off to other people's energy, and people that have bad energy will run away from person that got good energy or don't want to deal with a person with good energy, because you know a lot of times on the red pill community and on the manosphere, a lot of guys talking about running game on somebody and running this and running that. All you got to do is be yourself and run your program of who you are as a man, woman, or whoever, and you will push away the people that got bad energy or bad intentions or ulterior motives. Because when you're in tune with yourself and have boundaries for yourself, you understand what's for you and what's not for you. So you definitely want to deal with people that compliment you, not complicate you. So, you know, if you went through a bad relationship, take that. Sometimes we gotta take a loss to learn a lesson. And a lot of times we don't take a loss to learn a lesson. And a lot of times we sit back and we think it's our fault. But that's the time when we need to do our education and understand that it's narcissistic people out here that will put you in a trauma bomb and make you feel like you're doing wrong, and you're never gonna self-improve if you can't look back at what happened and understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So quick little side story. One of my homeboys, his wife just left him maybe a month and a half ago, and she just, while he was asleep, she picked up and like packed up everything and left in the middle of the night, took his money and everything. And he talking about moving down where she moved. And I'm like, dude, you're going to lose. She going to lose. So she already lost respect for you because she left in the middle of the night. What's up, Big Rich? But she left in the middle of the night. But at the end of the day, if you run down to where she lives in that other state and you follow her, you're going to be looking, she going to be looking like, oh, this mother followed me all the way down here after I disrespect him, took his money and left. He thinking about moving down there chasing his girl, which makes no sense to me, because at the end of the day, if it's different, if she came back to him, then he could set the boundaries and he has the power. But you going to her, you're not, you rather, you know, you basically rather put a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches. So at the end of the day, I told him, like, what I put it in a different scenario. I told him, what if you would have took all her money, left her, and went to another state, and she still want to deal with you? Why would you even want to go that route? I mean, if she did come down to deal with you after you took everything from her, you'll be looking at her like she's a fool. I can run whatever I want to do to her. Eventually, you're gonna lose respect. Yeah, man, that was foul. She took it. She took it all, bro. She took his money. She took everything. She left him with not a pot to piss in. And the sad part about it, they're together, and he's a single father, but she got no kids, and she left him with the kids and like dipped on them. So it's really sad that somebody did that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, I was telling them, man, you gotta move on from that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when we go through loss and we go through lost, we don't want to realize the reality of change. A lot of times I think that's the hardest part about being human is sometimes we always want everything to be normal every day, but sometimes we got to realize that change is going to come, and sometimes change comes for the good, not the bad. You got to take something that you think negative in your life and turn it to a positive, and that helps you be a stronger person and individual. Yeah, man, Brown Hornet. I'm telling you, man. This guy. He was talking about I got to move down there and all that, and I'm like, dude, you just got to do the work, man. You got to realize your self-worth, and that's another thing. When we go through losses, we have to give a self-evaluation of how can I handle this? Why I'm in this situation? Because sometimes when adversity comes, we have to welcome that adversity, welcome a change, welcome being that I'm the person that actually could put myself in a better position that I was in yesterday. And sometimes we don't do that. So boundaries is a big deal, and understanding boundaries once you go through something changes everything completely, because not to go through that again. Because as a man, and especially in the dating world, if you've been at talk to multiple females at the while, you can pick up on somebody's energy, who's trying to play you, who's trying to who's needy, who's actually just a cool chick, whatever, or people, period. Like, even on YouTube, you got people on here that that play games, and you could tell the guys that mean well, and you tell the guys that actually trying to get you for your money, think you a simp and sucker, and trying to get consultations and do all this extra, and ain't pulling out the real right content. Like I told you guys before, when you try to run game, that's the dumbest thing a man could do. Like, just be who you are, because at the end of the day, when you're not being who you are, eventually it's gonna come out, and then a woman gonna be like, oh, he was just playing game, running game. So it's no different than a woman seeking out a beta male provider, and a man sitting there playing shadow games just to get what he wants. I feel like I'm not for the pump and dump. I'm for self-improvement. Be who you are. Stand on your principles as a man, and say what you mean and mean what you say. That's the best way to be. Big Rich, what you say? They have no potential to do that. Can't take them seriously. You are the prize. You right. You gotta be the prize. Like, you can't sit there and not be the prize when you deal with any type of woman or any type of situation. And a lot of time, a lot of you guys and me, period. I came to YouTube because I want to improve myself, and a lot of people are on YouTube because they want to improve themselves. And we all went through a life-changing event to come to YouTube to have this content, to have a fellowship with Big Rich, my boy Brown Hornet, my boy Alfie Kingdom, everybody in the building. We here because we went through something. Nobody should be ashamed of that. A lot of times we sit back and be like, we ain't no simps, we ain't this, but we simp for something to won't change. At some point, to won't change, you had to go through something to get on the YouTube platform, to want to do self-improvement, want to understand what the red pill is, want to understand the orbiters of these women that's out here that may not be for us or against us. Like I said, if a woman's not with you, she's gonna either be against you or in your way. You gotta stay focused on what the eye is the prize, guys. So at the end of the day, when you put in all these, I said the first one was love yourself, understand everything's not for you, boundaries, deal with people that's on the same wavelength as you. When you go through a change, when you go through something that's hard, find somebody that's on the same energy as you, because when you do find people like that, it will help you go through a change of a job, a loss of a loved one. At the end of the day, when you go to a funeral, when somebody died, they tell the family, subconsciously tell everybody it's going to be better days ahead, but you guys got to stick together to make things better. And that's what you got to do. Like when my father passed away, I cleaned home to my brothers, some of my friends, and definitely my mother. And even to this day, like that is like my rock to help me get through stuff. And then my kids now are, I'm gonna help them later down the line if they gotta go through losses, and vice versa. That's what family and real friends are for. So basically you got to deal with people that really deal with you on the right level. Like, don't deal with people that want something from you. You got to understand their energy, and that's all a part about what I said, you versus you, and you understanding yourself. Last but not least, the last thing you're going to have to do when you go through change is have an abundance mindset. Understand that when you say if you lost a job and you got to look for another job, you have an abundance mindset that I got to keep going. Doors might close in my face and things might happen, but at the end of the day, I got to keep trying because I know what I believe in. I believe in my spirit. I believe in myself. I'm going to keep working hard to have an abundance mindset to change my situation. And you got to have confidence on yourself, confidence that it's other people out there that's going to help you become abundant. Like I said, if you get on certain people platform, like my boy Grown Man Business, Coach Warren, Alpha Kingdom, they're going to tell you the right things. They're giving you the ingredients to change your life. Even people in the comment section, like my boy Brian Horner, my boy Big Rich, they in there, they helping me. I see them on other people's on platforms as well and saying the right things in the comment section that changes people, make you feel abundance, make you feel believe in what you're saying. Because all you need to do is change one life. If you could change one person's life, that changes everything, because I don't be sitting here all about, well, just my cash app and all that. I'm basically trying to be in abundance of get guys on a level that I feel like I'm on, and I'm elevating even more about watching you guys believe in me. So it's all about we all helping each other. Like my boy GMB say, man first. You gotta be man first. You gotta be who you are first before you can help anybody. I always said in one of my videos, a couple of my videos, I said at the end of the day, when you get on an airplane, you have to go ahead and they tell you about the instructions of basically if something to happen, you got to put on your oxygen mask first before you assist anybody. And that's the same thing about when you look at YouTube. If I'm not showing you guys on Instagram, then I'm keeping my, keep my finances up or working out and telling you all this self-improvement stuff, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to show somebody your work. That's what it's all about. And we all in this together. As man first, we got to understand. I'm seeing some good comments in the comment section. Let me see. Facts. I rock who rock with me. Positive energy only. I don't even shit. People that don't like, don't just, oh, shit. Just put my, I got you, Alfie. With my book. You got your book out there? I got to check it out, man. Second book. Oh, yeah, I knew the first one. Second book in 3 weeks. All right. Focus on the future and being great. I feel you, Alfie. That's 100. But, yeah, you got guys like Alpha Kingdom, guys that come to YouTube that's really, they basically give you so much content for free. You need to go and support them. Drop something in a super chat. Drop something. Go grab the book. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're going to be helping you, your kids, they kids, everybody. At the end of the day, you got to go ahead and want to self-improve and change your life for the better. You know what I'm saying? So, but we moving in abundance on my channel. My channel is about self-improvement. It's not how to pick up women. It's not how it's actually how to handle situations with women in the long run. I got videos like that, but I'm not about to sit here and tell you to be nobody but you. I can't tell nobody to be me or teach nobody how to be me. All I can do is tell you what to do to make sure you come to the best version of who you are as a man, period. So if anybody want to call in and add on the topic, The phone line is open. Let me see. I'm gonna put the PayPal up next time, Alfie, man. I'm good this time. It's all good, man. I forgot what my PayPal is on site, but next time, next week, next Sunday, I'll put it in the chat so you can support me, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, if anybody want to call in and talk about this topic of life changing situations, call in. I'm gonna be on here about 30 more minutes. We're gonna close it down about 6 o'clock. So, I just want to get that out there that we got these rules of changing yourself and being better for who you are. Period. You know what I'm saying? Stack of Sack Sundays, every Sunday, 5 o'clock, guys. Get the word out there. I'm just trying to grow the channel. I'm getting close to the subscribers I need to come on live randomly anytime I really want. Like on my phone, I can kind of do it, but right now I'm on the laptop. But I'm close to where I need to be, and I need to get over there with you, Alfie. I need to come over there to your channel and do an interview with you, man. You know. So let me see if I can put my let me see. I ain't got my PayPal on me right now. What's going on? But yeah, the changes of life, period. All right, I'm on. Let me lock that in, man. I'm on email you, and we'll get something going on, Alfie. I'll hit you on your IG. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'll do both. But I'll definitely we'll get something going on. Do an interview with you next on the weekend or something. You know what I mean? I'm better on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? But so it's a lot of things happening in life these days that changing people's lives. Like, a lot of times we watching the NFL about to start, and a lot of people are shaming the players for opting out contracts and not playing this season. But some of them like then lost parents, grandparents, friends from the coronavirus. And at the end of the day, some people are leaving $8-9 million on the table for playing football 1 year, but sometimes that can't replace a loved one at all. So, I understand these guys' pain, because at the end of the day, you can't replace a loved one. Like the guy that played for the Clippers, I forgot his name. He just lost his grandma. I don't know if it's from the coronavirus or not, but same time he left the bubble, because it was a life-changing event. You can't really worry about money when you damn near, if you make $8 million a year, you pretty much got what you want in life anyway. You don't get grandparents back. You don't get friends. You don't get people that's close to you back in your life. So a lot of times you got to realize these guys that's on these networks that's shaming these guys for opting out or not coming to the bubble, they should be ashamed of themselves, because at the end of the day, if they grandparent died or they parent died, the commentators that doing all this shaming, let's see if they come to work. You know what I mean? Work is just work. You can't get people back. Money is not everything. At the end of the day, you got people that's losing people to the coronavirus, and that's a life-changing event. Even just sitting down, not working sometimes, or sitting at home and not going to places where you want to go, this is like a life-changing year. I know it started off with Kobe dying in a helicopter crash, and everybody soon forgot about Kobe after this corona stuff that happened. So this whole year has just been just like really, really crazy, and a lot of times they make everybody look at life as so precious and so, it's so fragile that you got to do what you have to do. You never know when you live your death date. Every year you have a birthday, but every year I feel like you live your death date, because at the end of the day, I had a friend that pretty much died like last year. His anniversary was the 30th of July. And a lot of times we didn't know, we don't know what day or what time we're gonna leave this earth. So we gotta be the best version of ourselves, and we gotta do what we have to do. Like I said, to do what we want to do. But at the end of the day, we gotta stay prayed up, stay secure within ourselves, and understand that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But one thing you can't control is your time and your choices. You choose who you deal. You got you gotta you choose who you deal with, and you choose what you do with your time. You choose choices is the main thing that we can change by anything, because we can go from having a loser's mentality to have a winner's mentality. Never be the same. Like Big Rich said, we have to always evolve as people, period. We can't just sit back and hope that we throw shit to the wall and hope it stick. We got to make sure we do the work. We give ourselves a regimen, a plan, purpose, and a program to run our life. No matter what. If you don't have purpose, purpose is in the center of everything we do as man, and pretty much anybody as human beings. If purpose is everything. If we don't have purpose, then what we have? At the end of the day, if you can't teach somebody something to grow your legacy, then what did you do while you was on this earth? Like Grown Man's Business tell you guys, he said, if you chase ass, you will always be behind. So if you chase behind, you will always be behind. At the end of the day, as a man, we gotta feel like we gotta be abundant. We gotta be who we are in our skin, and people want to deal with us for who we are. Yeah, we gotta stack it up. Let's stack up those likes, guys. I like the likes. We got a couple of likes in the building. We cool. So another thing I'm gonna touch on is dealing with narcissistic people. Sometimes we deal with narcissistic people, and I think next week we're gonna talk about overcoming narcissistic people. And that's one thing I didn't talk about. Losing. Losing things. I had a marriage, and I felt like I was, married to a narcissist. Well, I know I was married to a narcissistic person, but I didn't understand it. Like, sometimes we go through the ringer with women or relationships, and we don't even know that we went through the ringer with a person, or, we don't even know what the type of behavior it is until we look into it. Like, I came to YouTube about 2 years ago, just searching for self-improvement. And then I found Coach Warren, and he basically was talking about the gaslighting, the trauma bonds, stuff like that. And sometimes we just don't know until we know. You know what I'm saying? So we have to really educate ourselves on dealing with multiple people, multiple personalities. I noticed that by being a manager at my job, it's like dealing with certain people are going to be, doing what you ask them to do. And some people going to give you pushback, and some people going to react to, you could do everything right as a manager, and it's still somebody going to look at you wrong. So you cannot, you can't worry about your delivery. Like I said, you gotta do your plan, your purpose, your program, and be who you are, because people gonna rock with you no matter what. At the end of the day, people are gonna look at things for their best interest. That's why I say you gotta deal with people that's on the same wavelength as you. So Brown Hornet, yep, Coach Warren, man, single life. I feel you, Big Rich, single life. But there are red pill women out there. I think I'm gonna do a video on red pill women, because I ran to a couple of them that's out there. But at the same time, you gotta watch the bait and switch, because it's some guys I know that's raising their daughters with the red pill awareness. That's another thing that I don't think we really we think about in the red pill community. Only way we could change these women mind of thinking is give them the game when they are daughters and our nieces or whatever, and teach them how to be outstanding, oncoming women, because at the end of the day, we could cry and complain all about the bad women, but what were we doing to help the women that are almost there? Because there's some women I know It's some women that don't even know what a simp is. It's crazy, but some women don't. I ran across that in my life that in the last couple of years, women don't even understand the terminology. What's a simp? What's this? They uneducated, just like we uneducated about, narcissistic behavior, and some guys don't know what the red pill is. A lot of people are walking around like zombies and don't understand that they're just right in the world. If they don't educate themselves soon, they're gonna be lost. And a lot of times people don't realize that, sometimes you deal with a person that got narcissistic behavior and you don't even know what it is, but you think you crazy. Then the bad part about it, if you don't educate yourself and then that person y'all break up, then you become a narcissistic person. So yeah, that's key. You know what I mean? We are made, yep. We are made to teach. We definitely are made to teach. We are definitely made to pass our legacies on. We are made to like tell somebody that something they need to hear. Like whenever you go on a job, and this is another thing, like if you change jobs, like I said, you go through a change and you have to change jobs. Don't be, it's cool to be to yourself and watch everybody in the beginning, but that person that you might need to say the right thing to could change their life. I remember one time this guy told my mother at her job that he was going to go home and kill himself after work. But my mom said something to him that changed his mind. And actually he was going to kill himself, but he was going to kill cause my mom was a caretaker. He was going to kill the kids that he was watching over and himself. And my mama talked to him to the point that eventually the guy killed himself, but he only killed himself. He didn't take nobody with him. So it's crazy what you can say to a person to change things about what could happen. You know what I mean? And in that case, I'm just glad he didn't take the other people with him. He just took himself. So, and he went in his own home and did it. He didn't do it at the job when, it was like a home health aid situation when people come and watch over the mentally challenged kids and stuff like that. So, but that was a good blessing for that to happen to my mom, change his mind. But sometimes you deal with people at work, you deal with people on an everyday basis that you have to teach things to. And sometimes people are going to be delusional. Sometimes it's going to be like you talking to the wall. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you say something to the right person, they could change their life in a blink of the eye. I remember the time when I changed my way of thinking. I was with my father, and I was just going through life, and I feel like around 13, 14 is the year when you choose where you want to be at right before high school. If you want to be in that little bubble or you want to grow. But my dad took me to. He's played a lottery a lot, so he went to a lady that he knew that put in the numbers for him, and she was, I guess, like a local bookie, whatever you want to call it. And she asked me while I was with him, waiting on him to put his numbers in, and she was a close friend. She asked me, "What did you learn from school today?" And I was like, I just said nothing. And when I said nothing, my father looked at me like, "Really?" So we get in the car, and he was so mad at me. He ran a red light. He was fussing and cussing at me like, "You go to school and you don't learn nothing." And I literally went through, he went through the red light, and I thought about like, man, I could have got us killed by not, even, that was a turning point for me to take my books and really focus on what I'm doing in school and stop worrying about what everybody else think about me, because at the end of the day, your parents work their hard-earned money to send you to school, and if you talking about you learn nothing, but I know I was watching ass in school. I'll tell you that. I was watching ass. So after that moment, I started taking my education seriously, my sports, everything, because I felt like I'd never seen my father that mad. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to focus, lock in, and just be me, and just stop doing what everybody else want me to do. So definitely, like what you said, Big Rich, everybody's here to teach. You know what I mean? Because that taught me a lesson, and me telling you guys this, or somebody hear this on a rewind, it might help them to understand and turn the corner, because you know, as a father myself, you know, I want my sons to learn from me or be motivated, because if I work hard, I want them to go out to school and learn something and become better citizens and better man and better, you know, better people, period. Because it's all about, like you said, it's all about teaching and growing and understanding, you know, that at the end of the day, we can't be better unless we reflect on what we've been through. And this what this live stream is pretty much what we've been about and is about, is teaching and changing lives and changing life situations. Take a situation and change it, you know, because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people that come to YouTube, and I seen it. A lot of people come to YouTube for a few little minutes, then they get their healing and then they move on. Like, to me, this is like therapy for me. You know, you gotta like go listen to other people's stories to realize where you at in life. You know, where you at, not into a way like you comparing your life to them, but you being blessed to hear somebody else's testimony and their story, keep you focused on your plan, your purpose, your program, you versus you. Like I always say, guys, it is nothing different besides you versus you. So, but yeah, we on here 42 minutes. I'm on at the 50-minute mark, about 8 more minutes. I'll get a call. I'm just go ahead and close it out, guys. And then next week we're gonna talk about overcoming a narcissistic person, or am I dating a narcissistic person? Because sometimes people don't know they're dating a narcissistic person, and sometimes you have to get help to understand what you're dealing with. You know, sometimes people don't know about what's going on when they're dealing with a narcissistic person. Like my narcissistic wife that I used to deal with, like, I mean, she has a psychology degree and she had a very pride problem. So at the end of the day, she pretty much knew how to paint a face to make things look like one way and change the other way and make me look like the bad guy. A lot of time narcissistic people, women and whoever else, they make you look like the bad person when they all in all is the bad person. They the ones that they'll drop all their friends. They'll try to make you feel guilty about doing what you do. They want the spotlight on them. They're very jealous. They're very cold-hearted. Just luckily, sometimes, you know, you get different types of narcissistic. And sometimes narcissistic mixed with crazy is like the thing you don't want to see. You know, I seen a movie last night that a narcissistic mixed with crazy, boy. I don't know. Sometimes it's just crazy, but sometimes they got narcissistic tendencies. And I think everybody at some point, if you did somebody not right in your life, you had show a little bit of narcissistic behavior as well. So, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say everybody's perfect, but at the end of the day, we have to own up to who we are, and the only way to be, I guess, prepared for a narcissistic person is to be the best version of you. Because if you're not the best version of you, a narcissistic person will see the traits of your being weak, and they know how to take advantage of you. I remember one time I did a video and I said, narcissistic person love to hear this. Let's see, we got Mike coming in. What up, Mike?
What's going on, y'all? What up?
What's going on, man?
Same old shit, just the toilet. What's going on? What we got? What shit we looking at, man?
Man,
we looking at today?
We was talking about the steps of overcoming and changing your life at the life-changing situation, pretty much. We basically talking about, you know, I was talking about, you know, I lost a parent. I got divorced before, you know, eventually, you know, everybody changes careers or loses jobs and stuff like that. But I was basically talking about what we're gonna be talking about next week is overcoming a narcissistic person or dating a narcissistic person. So, what you got anything to add on, you know, overcoming something that you overcame in your life that changed your life for the better? Because I mean, I feel like everybody on YouTube, they just ain't nobody coming to YouTube just to browse. Everybody been through something and can relate to something that you see on YouTube, especially like on Coach Warren channel. My channel is all about self-improvement, but we all here because we went through some type of heartbreak. Can you relate on that?
Oh yeah, man, I can relate on that, man. Past relationships and shit I already done been through, what I'm saying, that I didn't belong in, but it helped me grow as a person, you know what I'm saying? Most of all, watching your channel, watching Coach Warren's channel, Grown Men Business, AMS, and a lot of other, great content creators and shit like that. And what you gotta do is like how you said in one of your videos, this or that may happen. So at the end of the day, what are you gonna do about it? Because it's up to you to make that change. Do you want to stay stuck where you at, or do you want to move forward and become a bigger and better person? Because if you don't make those moves, then you are basically cutting back on your talent or what you can be or what you can change for the better. Rather than just being stuck where you're at.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of times, like when you in a situation of change, human nature, we're like creatures of habits. We don't like change unless we got to force ourselves to change, because it only takes 5 seconds for your mind to like reprogram yourself and like, nah, I ain't gonna do that today. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we just gotta get in the fire of it and just be used to changing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we talk ourselves out of it. You know what I mean? Just like AMS said before he started his channel, he was like debating for like 2-3 months before he even did it. And then he finally just was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? And from look at his channel now, it's like one of the top channels on YouTube about dating advice and stuff like that. Because he said, forget it, I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm talking about, I'm always in people's comment sessions and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and let it out and put it on there. So it's a lot of us just knowing what we need to do, but we don't want to do it. We just want to sit back and think about doing it, but not do it. It's nothing wrong with putting in the work, man.
Exactly. You got to put in the work, and you see that if it ain't working out, then you just got to switch the game around. That's what it is, man. A lot of people are, hell bent on making change. They ain't putting in the work, and you see that it's not having an effect. You know what I'm saying? Don't clash with it. Go around it, but still manage to make that leeway. Once you're making leeway, then you have to get that up to speed, because the car don't move by itself. You have to be willing to drive that shit.
Facts. I mean, you got to. I mean, at the end of the day, why we get up and go to work every day. You know what I mean? We have to become. Even if you have an entrepreneurship as a man or a woman or whatever you do, you still gotta be mindful to run that business, run that program. If you're just sitting there throwing money away every 5 seconds and every 5 minutes, you're not growing your business. You destroying your business. You're destroying who you are. You know what I mean? So we gotta have some sense of purpose, pride, and some type of drive to get up every day to do the right thing, to do what we got to do. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So,
real shit right there.
And when you gotta build a legacy for yourself, because when people see you glow, they're gonna be like, damn, I want to grow like that. I want to move like that. And it ain't sometimes good to have motivation. Like, you see The Rock working out. I'm a pretty big guy. I work out too. But when I see some of his videos of working out, it made me want to go to the gym too. You feel me? And I ain't comparing myself to him, but it's just the fact that when you get to a certain point, some certain elevation in life, you want to just be around people or hear people that's doing the same thing you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's why I said that's one of my points of this is like deal with people that's on the same wavelength as you. That's the only way you're gonna get over anything that you lost in life is to deal with other people that got the same energy. Period.
That's true. That's true. And another thing too is for the fellas and the ladies out there, be very mindful of who you keep in your circle, because certain people may not run at the same frequencies as you, and depending on where their frequencies are at, that's gonna channel a whole different beat. If you got people that are vibing on the same frequencies as you, that's cool. But if you see a lot of people got low frequencies and shit, get from around that, because they're gonna end up dragging you down. If you peaking at a high frequency and you're trying to get things done, and you see they peaking at a low frequency and they don't really want nothing out of life, man, stay away from them.
Exactly.
That'll just exactly.
I remember my mom told me this a long time ago, before social media. Now you can, but I'll explain that in a second. She told me, when you hanging with your friends in school, when y'all get grown, you ain't gonna see them like that. You know what I'm saying? But now you got social media, you can keep up with tabs with people. But just think about back in the day when it wasn't no social media, you couldn't keep up with nobody after you left school unless you really wanted to. And after you working and doing this and doing that, sometimes you ain't got time to see nobody. Like my mom was lying. Like, once I graduated, and before social media came out, I graduated in 2000. I didn't see none of them people I graduated with like that, unless they kind of went to the same job or college or whatever. But besides that, I didn't see them on an everyday basis, because everybody, once you cross that stage, everybody trying to out there get it. They ain't trying to, you know what I mean? But now, unfortunately, in 2020, you can look up people's name and see what they're doing if you want to. But back in the day, boy, as soon as you cross that stage, you didn't see nobody like on a regular, unless they lived on your street, or like I said, they went to the same college or something like that. But besides that, like now, that's another thing that we gotta. That's another thing we gotta tame as men and women, that we gotta understand what's for us and what's not for us, because we got all these people, thirsty people from the past, that basically want to see your downfall, but they pretending like they cool with you, but they not. You know what I mean? What you think about that, Mike?
I say that's real shit, man. That's real shit, because you never know. Like, you could be progressing in your life. You know what I'm saying? Making big changes, making big moves, and you may see that next person that may not like you, that may, just take your guts, and you don't know why. And you're like, hey, man, I thought we was cool. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together. I thought we was vibing, we was rocking. So you gotta make sure that whoever is in your circle, that make sure that y'all got the same life, about each other and everything like that, and see who's real and who's not. And you know what I'm saying? Go on and so forth there, because people change over time.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta ask yourself this question: are they a person who you collab with? Is that a person are you vibing with? Are they inside your social circle? Do they share the same interests with you? Do they have the same what do they call that? Do they have the same common interest in you and moving forward and making gains, not just taking L?
And this one reason why I feel like a lot of women are a mess, because women value friends more than men. Men don't really care about friends as much, because if you down with me, you down with me. Women fall out. Women will lose a friend and be depressed about a friend for a minute, because they care about what people think more than anything than guys. Most guys don't care about if they fall out with a guy, and if they do, they're logical with it and they're going to talk it out. Women are so not accountable. When they even have girlfriend fights, it's that bitch fault. It's that bitch fault. It ain't, they don't even hold the accountability of their friendship with their own women. So I watch that when I do deal with a woman, if she's accountable for her friendship with her own female friends, because if she's not accountable for her own female friend relationship, how's she gonna be accountable when she got a man that she's supposed to be looking up to? Because the man is the head, the woman's the neck. And a lot of times, that's another trait guys don't look at, that if a woman can't be, real with her own homegirls, or fall out with her own homegirls, don't have accountability for her relationship with her family, friends, or whatever, how's she gonna have accountability with you? And that's another thing that I don't think we touch on a lot too when you deal with people. What you think?
Man, I say that shit is real in the field, bro, because first off, you know, when you're dealing with a lot of chicks, or when you're dealing with just different people in general, everybody's supposed to have their own sense of accountability. If they're not trying to have themselves held accountability to what it is they got to do, then, you know, I don't even really want to fuck with them because of the fact that, you know, they want to be who they want to be at the end of the day, and they're not really trying to do anything or be held accountable for anything that they're supposed to be doing. Like, I'm going to say it like this. If I know a chick is not being held accountable for her actions, I will oust her quick because I know instead of being a benefit, you know what I'm saying, a benefit to my life, she's going to become a liability more than an asset, which means no matter what you do, no matter what you say, she's never going to take accountability for what she's done, and it's always going to be your fault. And that's the kind of problems I'm going to say at the age that I'm at. I don't really want that shit. You know what I'm saying? I spent too much time, wasting time on people like that, and I'm just trying to move forward. Let them stay stuck at where they're at, and I'm just going to shine right on through it and find somebody else that's right for me that actually has that kind of repertoire in their logical sense. That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I feel like as men, sometimes, well, real men show they got to see loyalty and respect from a woman before they show a woman love, period. A guy that sit back and show love before he get the loyalty and respect is nothing but a simp and a guy that's leading with his wallet. And those type of guys are the guys that a woman will shit test and walk all over. A man that see loyalty, respect before, and then he show a woman some love, then he's gonna get that same reciprocation back. A lot of times, you know, we gotta realize that we are the prize, and we are, you know, we should be respected, and that go both ways with woman and man. I mean, we both gotta have boundaries set up that a person gotta respect them. But, you know, if you just go in and just start giving, you know, I mean, it's just like if I was walking down the street just giving money to free, just money to people. Would you respect me? Like, a lot of times people don't realize if you just giving money to a woman because she got a pretty face and a smile, I mean, pretty face and a fat ass, I mean, that's going to lead you down to the middle of nowhere. You might as well go to a strip club and do that. It's no different than that. A woman going to look at a man as a trick or a treat. That's the only way I feel like they look at you. Like, if she knows, she look at this man like, damn, this man got a good aura on himself. He's a treat to me. You know what I mean? Or she gonna look at this man like, oh, he a sucker, man. Fuck it. I can get a couple dinner dates out his ass and call it a day. And that's what I know as a man. That's how I look at how women look at certain things. And not saying that always gotta be sexual, but when a man look at a man as a treat, she gonna be like, this dude right here, even if she don't want to be have a sexual relationship with him, she'll be like, I like his knowledge, I like what he can teach me and what I can learn from him. And he's a treat just being around in the company. Don't mean just treat mean she just want to have sex or look at him like a little snack. Is at the end of the day, a woman will go off your vibe and be happy that a person like that is around her and vibing with her. You know what I mean? You feel me, Mike?
Hell yeah, man. I feel you on that shit because you got to remember, you got to be with an individual that shares your common interests. If you got an individual that does not share your common interests, then you already know that there's going to be a problem somewhere along down the line. And that's the kind of people I don't want in my circle, let alone, you know, anywhere around me. You know, and that's just the way it is. If I see a chick is on some user shit, or she's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna take this dude for his money, or I'm gonna just only come around when you got something popping. Like, as a matter of fact, I had an experience just recently. This chick, well, actually, this grown ass woman, she was over here on the up and up and everything like that.
I think we lost Mike for a second. You good?
Yeah, hold on for a minute.
All right. Well, look, just like Mike just said, like, we hit the hour mark. We're gonna be off in about 10 minutes, Mike. I'm gonna let this last about 10 more minutes unless somebody else gonna call in. But at the end of the day, like, people's energy you can feel, period. Like, you know, if a person especially if you was a man and you've been, taught. That's why it's always good to get out the house to understand people energy. You can't understand no energy on these dating apps and these fucking social media platforms and shit. Like a person could be who the hell they want to be on these damn Instagrams and Facebooks and Twitter and Snapchat, all that. But to really understand who a person is you gotta have some social content. I know it's social distancing right now, but at the same time, you gotta contact with a person socially to understand what's going on. And the best way to do that is pretty much talk to them, and ask them, look them in the eyes and see if you see facts when you talk to them. Because at the end of the day, you control your life. Your life is your ship. And if you let a person on your ship and that person is not doing what they need to do, you need to kick them off your ship. But you got to have boundaries to understand that shit, to understand how to run your ship. And a lot of times people want to have a business without having rules.
Exactly. And that kind of fucks it up. But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, man. This is straight facts. This is some real shit. I dealt with a chick that had some shit, man. She hits me up out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? We lost contact with one another, but at the same time, I wasn't feeling her vibe or where she was coming from because I know she wasn't my type. So she hit me up and said, oh, it's my birthday today. And I'm like, okay, like you haven't been in contact with me for how long? So I already knew off the jump that she was trying to maybe look for something like a freebie or something. So I kept it like, one word answer. And then eventually she got the hint. In other words, I don't even want you on my circle because you're basically wasting my time. She said, yeah, I just turned 30, so you know she already been hit the wall. And she was looking for, that non-sexual attention. I'm not going to give you no attention if we already lost, link for a minute. I guess maybe wherever she was at, motherfucker them, wasn't really rocking with her. Nobody was really rocking with her. So I just gave her one word short answer, man. Because I wasn't with it. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I wanted to let her know, you ain't on my ship no more. You out of here. Just like you said, you don't want them on your ship. Either abandon ship or kick their ass off. Don't even give them a life raft.
Keep their ass off your ship, man. They ain't running that program that you talking about. Fuck it. You gotta go. At the end,
make them walk that fucking plank.
Yeah, you gotta realize when you deal with people, people will show you who they are. You just gotta give them time to do it. You know what I mean? A lot of times we forget that people are gonna put on that mask, and sometimes people are authentically who they are, but you gotta, sometimes just give it time, because sometimes you can't just be too high. You can't be too high. You can't be too low. Just be you and just be right in the middle, waiting for somebody to fuck up, because eventually they will show their true colors if they ain't about nothing. That's how I feel about the situation. But moving forward, we about to close though in a minute, Mike. Because next week we're gonna be talking about dating narcissistic people or overcoming dating a narcissistic person. I know I did. I mean, I was married to one. I feel like she wore all kinds. She told me really she wore like 5-6 masks for people. Period. For her friends, her family, her co-workers, for me. She told me everybody she wore a mask for, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, And at the end of the day, like, that's why I always tell people when they come to my channel, it's you versus you. Understand who you are as a man, woman, whoever you are. It's all about you. Don't compare your life to nobody else's, because the life you have is the life that you should want. And you just gotta get in the front seat of your life and roll that life, live that life, do what you gotta do in that life. Because if you roll down the wrong road and get in the wrong lane, you will crash. And that ain't good when you crash.
Hope you got insurance, man.
Hey, for real. But yeah, man, we gonna go and close. You got anything to say to the people, man? You know what I'm saying? I know you came in a little late tonight, but I'm gonna go and close, get out of here, and then we'll get on it next week. We'll talk about overcoming a narcissistic relationship, or am I dating a narcissistic person?
Oh, so, yeah, most definitely. First of all, I would like to say, I want to give a big shout out to you, first of all, Stacks 44. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for those of y'all that are listening, please subscribe to my boy shit, man. This dude knows what he's talking about. When you want to be up on your grown man shit, especially for the fellas that's just coming up, definitely check in the Stacks 44, man. This dude, he knows what he's talking about. He already been there, done it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all trying to learn more, definitely subscribe. Let me get the fucking likes up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be on there too. Just let me know when the notifications come in. I'm going to definitely be on there. I'm going to definitely, you know what I'm saying, stay tuned to the show. I'm going to be also feeling how I dealt with narcissistic, you know, individuals on my own, male and female, with Stack 44 advice, man, and it worked out for me so much more. You'll know when the narcissist is hurting, because they will do all kinds of shit we already know, but y'all going to find out more when y'all tune into this next show, y'all. Promise you, it's going to be lit.
Facts. All right, Mike. I'll hit it. I'll see you next weekend. Next Sunday, 5 o'clock, Stack Attack Sunday, bro. I'll holler at you, though.
No doubt.
Thanks
for all the subscribers on there. Stay tuned, yo. Good shit coming.
All right. Thanks for calling, man.
No doubt.
Peace. All right, guys, that's the end of the Stack Attack Sundays. We basically talked about overcoming a loss from I pretty much talked about overcoming a loss from my father, passing away. Pretty much made me the man I am today. The 21 years I had on this earth with my father helped me be the man I am. I overcome some different career paths. I ain't really get into that like I want to, but definitely got to talking about overcoming a narcissistic marriage. And next week, we're going to talk about, the overcoming a narcissistic period. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. I didn't really want to get into it on this one because that's pretty much a change that I went through, but we'll have plenty of content to talk about that next week. I appreciate the live chat with Hornet, my boy Brown Hornet. My boy Big Rich, my boy Alpha Kingdom came in the building. If y'all don't know who Alpha Kingdom is, go subscribe to his channel. He's real big on YouTube. I think he one of the realest guys on there. I know my boy AMS say that, you know what I'm saying? So go check out Alfie. I appreciate everybody coming through, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Like I always tell you guys, let's stack attack our lives. Let's stack up our lives. Tomorrow, when you get up, let's win that first hour of our day and attack that day. Don't let that day attack you. And I'll holler at you guys on the next video. Peace.